If you are looking for your next talent for your business or you're recruiting for a client and you're trying to use LinkedIn to find this talent, let me show you a system that you can use that will cut down your LinkedIn talent hunt time from 40 hours to maybe 10 minutes max. So let's just get building. For this system, we are going to use Make. So we are going to come here and create, ignore this, it just means I don't know, I need to go in and update my payment, but you really don't need to use the pro version. You can always use the free version, it works as well. So you create a scenario here, and the first thing that we want to do is run a scraper. So we want a scraper that will go in and get, all of the leads, all of the, profiles that have the keyword that, that are in the field that we're already looking for. So say we are trying to hire a product manager, maybe in a particular location, maybe want someone that, had, maybe it's an hybrid position. So that means we're also location specific. So we are going to probably be searching for product managers in Texas, right? So we are going to use that as a keyword to scrape our LinkedIn and find, our product managers in Texas, and then we're going to go in and analyze the profiles, of course. So the first one is to run an ad. So we're going to use Apify. So for Apify, you just sign up for on the app for free, and you'll be able to establish a connection here. So you're going to run an actor here, and for this connection, you can just pick your connection type here. Either you just redirect, sign, click the Apify recommended, so that way you just sign into Apify and it directly connects. But the Apify API token one, you have to provide your API token, and you have to go into your Apify and get your API token and provide it there. So now we are going to work with recently used actors, because to me, I always just prefer to go into my Apify. This is my Apify store, by the way. So I always prefer to go into Apify store and check for the actors I'm looking for. If I'm looking for maybe LinkedIn scraper, I will, test through all of these, because there are usually so many. You can see all of these, right? So I will test through the various actors to find the one that returns the data that I want, and maybe gets also accepts the inputs that I have, depending on what I'm trying to do. So once I am, I've gotten that the scraper that works for me, I will just save that. I will just save it here, as you can see, and then come to my Mac, and I'll be able to see it as a list of my recently used actors. So that way I'll not have to be running around to find it, because if I use the other formats, which is this one here, I do Apify store here, it's going to show me all of this, and it's going to take me a longer time to sift through all of this using Make than to run through it in the Apify store itself. So that's why I always just prefer to do it here. So I'm going to find the actors. Like you can see, once you pick the actor that you're looking for, which for me was this one here, which is LinkedIn search by services. And okay, what it's going to do is the search word here and the start page and all of that. But I also, like I mentioned before, if you are hiring for a, what's it called, an hybrid role or a full-time in-house role, you might want some in specific location as well. So what you can do is come here. Visit. Yes, so what you can do is come here. You can see here it allows you to set by the job or the keyword that you're looking for, and it allows you to do filter here. So what we can do is filter this or whatever, type in your whatever location you're doing here. For this one, I'm just going to do Texas. But if you're trying to pick a just you only want to get individuals or candidates from a particular location, you can just come in here and put the location here. So once you have this the exact way that you want, I'm just going to put my profiles to 5, because I'm just building this for the sake of this video. So I really don't want to scrape too many, right? So now that you've filled this form, you can just switch over to JSON here. So it gives you the exact thing that you're seeing here. So all you have to do is copy this one and come here and swap. So you see, that way you are not struggling to make edits to the one that was there before. So you just put in the one that you have filled, the one that fits into what you want. So of course you always remember to make this run synchronously. So just that just simply means that it's going to wait on the make side until it is done running on the Apify side before it moves to the next stage. Because what I did notice at first was that sometimes if you're making that run synchronously, sometimes it might not complete the run in the Apify side, but it will show that it has completed here. And when you go in, it was not completed. And if it does not complete its run, it will not extract any data for you to work with. So always remember to make sure that this runs synchronously. So you go ahead and you save this and you save this. So we are going to run this so that we can get, the details that we need for the next step. Okay, so it has given us all the data that we need here. So we are going to go ahead and add our next step, and our next step is going to be the step that gets the data set here. So what happens every time an Apify, actor runs is that it, scrapes the wherever you wanted it to scrape, LinkedIn, whatever, does the action, right? And then stores the result of that action in what is called a data set. So for you to be able to have access to the result, you have to call that data set where the action, results are being stored. So that's what we are basically just trying to do. We are going to click on Amplify here, and we are going to get data set items. And of course, you always pick the connection from the previous one. So we are going to call our ID from here. We come down to storage IDs here, and we see data set here, and we do default, right? So we leave every other thing as it is, and then we save this, and of course, we save this. So now that we have that, the next thing that we want to do is call our OpenAI module that is going to analyze the individual's profile to see if it fits into the job description that we have. So we can now score the individual, see if the individual is a good fit for the job that we are looking for, trying to recruit for. So we're going to add a module here, and we're going to add OpenAI here. We're going to generate a completion here. And for your connection, just click add there and go to this page here. You'll be able to add your credit details so that you can generate your API key and your organization ID. So you just copy them and put them here and save, and connection will be established. So mine will work with what is here. So the model here, I like to go lower for test purposes. So I'll just do 4 mini here. And the first one is going to be the developer message that does the actual work. I think I have a setup somewhere. So I'll just go ahead and copy this and put it in here. Okay, so now all I have to do is provide the input here. So I really don't need it to give me the candidate's name. So I need it to give me the suitability score, their strongest match, and their biggest gap, what they don't have. And do I really need an outreach hook, something I can reach out to them with? Hi, I saw that you do this. I have a role for you. Would you be able to check it out? Something like that. Okay. So what we are going to give it is going to be our job description and our candidate profile, which I also have to run the previous data so I can get the candidate's profile. But job description, let me just copy a sample job description I have here and put it in here. So I'm going to do, yeah, so I put that in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is, going to be the candidate details. So I'm going to save this first and save this so I can go in and get the ID of that previous run that we did, so I don't have to run this again. So I'll just copy this, come back in here, and run this module, and then I put this, and then I run this. So it now gives me all the data I need here. So I can come back in here. Hopefully it loads up in here for me, because sometimes I notice it doesn't if you already had an existing role. Okay, thankfully it did. So what you're going to need here is going to be not the name, you don't need the person's name. We need the person's about himself, sorry, and then we need the person's experience, of course, and we need the person's education as well as the person's certification. So I guess as we need the person's skills. So I guess that's all we really need about the person. But of course, if you always, looking for more things, you can always see all the information that you can get here about the person. So your publication, courses, feature, you can get a bunch of things about here. So whatever you're looking for here, you can always get. So if you want to see if the person is open to work, you can also, whatever works right for your company. So we're going to do about candidate. So we also do candidate experience. So we do candidate experience. And we do candidate education. Then we do candidate certification. Mm, mm. I ended up deleting the wrong thing. So candidate education will come in here. And then candidate certification. And then candidate skills. So yeah, we have all of these, but by all means, you can update these to whatever you prefer, and what are the what's it called, and what are the things that you look out for when you're trying to hire. You can also use that from the list that you have here to feed into your AI to do the job for you. So you save this and you save this. So the next thing that we want to do is actually, I'm going to have to run this again because I need to get the details in my AI so that I can extract it and put it into a spreadsheet. So because what you're trying to do is find these candidates, screen them and see who is the best fit, and then put them into a spreadsheet so that we can go in and look at them in full scale or something, and just see who would we rather go with, and then we can reach out to them depending on what we want. So I'm going to have to run this. So while that is running, I need to create a sheet where all of the data will go into. I don't know why this is acting up. So you see it's currently generating it right now. So it's generating for all of them in this case. Okay. I did set my maximum profiles to 5. So you only just scraped 5 for me. So what I'm going to do is go in and grab one of them now. And then I'm going to go ahead and extract all the details that I need from this. So I'm going to do that by using a JSON. So I'm going to add a module here, and I'm going to do JSON here, and I want to pass a JSON, and I'm going to add my structure to be recruiting candidates, candidates recruitment, job recruitment, job recruitment structure. What do you mean I don't know how to spell? Okay. Then I generate here, and then I put in that data that I copied so you can create it for me. Then I generate this. So it creates everything I need here for me. So I just go ahead and save this. And my result here is going to come from here. And then I just go ahead and save this. So just go ahead and add another module, which is going to be the last module, the module that dumps everything into a spreadsheet for us to go and look at. I don't know what's wrong with this spreadsheet. Like, what's the issue? So we are just going to come here and create a database for the candidates that you have scraped. So whatever you want to extract from this, you can say name, and you can say whatever, location, whatever you want to extract from here, and then the fields that you're getting from. So that would be all the fields that we are getting from here. In this case, you do create suitability score, sorry. So we put this here. The next thing that we need is strongest match. And the next thing that we need here is their biggest gap, what they don't have. So the next thing that we want to do here is what else are we going to do again? I think that's mostly it. Okay, yeah, the outreach hook. So whatever thing, other thing in your own side from your own that you might want to add, you just of course add your spreadsheet here. So now that we have done that, we're going to come back here and add a module. And what we want to do now is add a row to our spreadsheet. So we're going to add a row here. I will work with the connection here. So I think yeah, that's the correct connection. So I'm going to choose my file here, which in this case it's LinkedIn. So I'll do LinkedIn lead here. And my sheet name here is sheet 8. So go ahead and make the update here. So the name will come from here. You see that's the name. And then the location will come from here. And then the score will come from here. And then the strongest match will come from here. And the biggest gap will come from here. And the outreach hook will come from here. And so we save these and then we save this. So I would have to run it again so we can see it in full scale now. So it's currently creating each individual ones, as you can see here, is creating their names with their location, and see and the outreach and everything that we need here. Of course, if you want more details, you can always ask you can always ask for that in your prompt. So as you can see, this is running perfectly. So this will help you source for talent on LinkedIn and also give you an outreach message that you can send to them, like, hey, we have this role that is open. Would you be would you be open to working with us, or any of those things? So whatever works with you, you can go ahead and do that. So I really hope you found this very useful, and if you did, please drop a comment or like this video. And if you run into any errors while you're trying to set this up, like I have here, and I'm pretty sure it's because yeah, the output here decided to include JSON on top. So what you always have to do is in your JSON prompt, sorry, in your AI prompt, always tell it to return only the JSON and do not add anything like titles, markdowns, nothing. Only the JSON, because if it doesn't, you're going to run into these errors like I did. Like you can see, it will generate regular JSON, and at some point you can just decide to generate JSON with other things, and that's going to throw up an error. So always include that particular clause in your AI prompt, so that way it doesn't just run switch between. It will always stick to the format of just JSON, nothing else. So I really hope you found this useful, and if you run into any other errors while you're trying to build this, you can always come here, drop a comment, or even send me a DM on LinkedIn. I'm going to help you fix it. And if you're a business owner and you want a more advanced setup for your business, you can hit me up on LinkedIn as well. My LinkedIn will be in the comment. And as usual, I will see you in my next one. I really hope you found this useful. So don't forget to subscribe, share, and all that good stuff, thumbs up, whatever, all that good stuff. So I'll be seeing you in my next one. Have a blessed day. Mwah.